Hi, I'm Hunter Allen with Peaks Coaching Group, talking a little bit today about, again, the history of power meters, power meter technology, and how it trickled up. So one of the things that is very interesting about power meters is that initially the people who started using power meters back in the year 1999, 98, 97, even earlier in the first SRMs in 94, 96, those guys, ultimately they were the engineers, they were the early adopters, they were the computer programmers, they were the statisticians, they were the guys who were really into learning about data and using this new tool and trying to figure it out. So those were amateur racers, masters racers that knew more about power meter training than any of the pros or top elite amateurs did in 2000 all the way up to around 2004, 2005. Around 2004, 2005, enough of the amateur masters racers had been having enough success. They started to have enough information about those things. I started writing articles. Dr. Andy Coggin started writing articles. It started to become a little more popular. Power meters started becoming more popular. And then that's when it started going to the pros. Now all of a sudden the pros started buying power meters. They had to buy them themselves, very unusual, and then they couldn't even use them in a lot of races because they didn't have the right sponsors, right? If they had a wheel, if they had a power tap hub, they had to use the race sponsor, their sponsor's wheel, or if they had a different crank, they couldn't use the crank of the SRM, or whatever that power meter was, they weren't unable to use them in a race situation. So finally, all of a sudden around 2008, 2009, then it took about 3 or 4 years there for power meters to become basically ubiquitous across the peloton in the pro ranks. Now all of a sudden we started seeing all of the photos in online magazines and in print magazines had pictures of power meters on the pros' bicycles. They were all using it at that time. And so that technology trickled up to the professional riders, and which is very unusual. Most technology trickles down. Think of Formula One, right? Formula One, they started having paddle shifters on their steering wheels back in 94, 95. The first paddle shift car was a Ferrari in 1997, the 355. That had paddle shifters. That was one of the first ones out. And then that's been trickling down to now all kinds of Hondas and Toyotas and things have paddle shifts on their cars here in 2018. But at the same time, so that technology generally trickles down, it was reversed in that power meter world. Around 2010, then it started to trickle back down again. Now all of a sudden, amateur racers, masters racers saw, oh wow, look, the pros are riding power meters, I should get a power meter, and then they got on board. So that's really the history of how this worked. Very different than other technologies out there in our traditional think of trickling down, but that's the way it is. So there we go. That's a quick little history about power meters and how their popularity came about over the last 18 years or so. Thanks a lot for watching. I'm Hunter Allen, Peaks Coaching Group. Like us on Facebook. I've got great tips on there every day, a workout of the day, all kinds of fun things, and I hope to see you soon. Thanks for watching.